Hi, this is Mark Wade from CenterCityCondos.com at Prudential Fox and Roach. In this podcast, I'd like to talk about Le Grenier condos at 301 South 11th Street, aka 1034 Spruce Street. The legal address is indeed 1034 Spruce Street, but to get into the building, to what I tell my buyers whenever I'm showing a unit there, 301 South 11th. This building sits on the southeast corner of 11th and Spruce Street. Built in 2006, 2007. It was an existing building that burned to the ground, and then somebody came in, bought the lot, and then built this beautiful 7-story mid-rise condo building. I think it's a very interesting building because, from the outside it looks and plays and kind of feels like, a high-rise with a modern lobby and it's an elevator building. But it's really a mid-rise, non-doorman building. Really nice modern common areas. I'm probably going to say modern about 1 million times in this podcast. There are 19 units total in this building, and it's 7 stories tall. What I find very unique about this building, and nobody seems to know this or get this, is the fact that there are a maximum of 3 units per floor, but no unit is next to another unit next to it because there's either an elevator or there's a staircase that separates the unit. So I like that sense of privacy. Also, the 2-bedroom units, most of them are 2-bedroom units. There's a couple I think there's a 1-bedroom on the first floor. But the 2-bedroom units are all 2-bedroom, 2-bath units, and they're split floor plans. So in the middle is the living room, and then you have a bed and a bath on either side, which is very nice. All the units have floor-to-ceiling windows. When you're above, when you're on 5th, 6th, or 7th floor, you've got this, you clear the building across the street from you, and you've got this stunning skyline view. Now, what's also interesting is most of the 2-bedroom, 2-bath units, there's either like the O2 units, which are about 1,000 square feet, and you have the O3 units, which are 1,100 square feet. So they're right-sized for center city living, if you will. Very close to Thomas Jefferson Medical Hospital, which is really nice. If if you own there and you want to rent out, you'll probably find a med student, possibly. I don't know, who knows, for a tenant, or as a buyer, or someone from Jefferson, regardless if they're a student or a whatever faculty. But they're nice units. All the O3 units are corner units. The O1s are corner units. And when they were done, the buyers had a lot of latitude to pick out a lot of their finishes. So, you'll go in and you'll find a beautiful Viking stove and a Sub-Zero refrigerator and lots of granite and all that kind of stuff. Hardwood floors in living rooms, carpeting in bedrooms, good, not bad closet space. Every unit has its own washer dryer. There is a lack of common area to the building, which keeps condo fees low. It's not a doorman building, although it is an elevator building. And then a basement, there's a little room down there for that has bicycle storage. There is a tax abatement on this building that probably runs through 2016 or 2017, which keeps your monthly costs low. And again, your condo fees are fairly reasonable because it's not a doorman building. Every unit has its own washer dryer, its own separate central air, its own separate heating system. I named this building one of the 10 best in Center City for 2009, just because it generally, strong showing ability. It's a modern building. I think it's very well managed. David Feinberg, I believe, manages the building. I think he does an excellent job. He does some of the really nice buildings on Rittenhouse Square. I like David. I think he's a good manager, property manager. Let's see, what else can I tell you about the building? 7 stories, 19 units. The building has no parking, but across the street there is rental parking. And industry average in Center City for parking is about $200 to $250 a month, depending on if you want it valeted or you want to do a self-park. In the basement of this building is a convenience store. Now, I've lived in Center City for 24 years, and one thing that I can tell you is there's nothing that sucks more than realizing at 8 o'clock at night you're out of milk and you don't have any Hostess Twinkies or something like that. So it's very convenient to live close to a convenience store. Trust me, I've been living this life for 24 years, and I can tell you, to have a little convenience store in your building where you can run down and get a Mountain Dew and some soda and some smokes or whatever the case is very, very convenient. I like that a lot. Don't most buyers when they come to town don't ever think about that, but believe me, it is a saving grace, because if you live in no man's land and there's nothing around you and nothing open, and you've got to go find your car 6 blocks away to drive 8 blocks away to get a half gallon of milk when it's 32 degrees below outside, it's not a lot of fun. So don't underestimate the value of having a little convenience store in your building. What's also nice about the location is, Washington Square West, you walk outside, you're right there on Spruce. I mean, it's along what I call the Spruce Pine Corridor. You can always catch a cab. You're kind of right there in the center of town. You want to go to Rittenhouse Square, not too far. You want to head down to the movie houses in Old City, not too far. You want to head to South Street, again, not too far. Very well located, easy access to the convenience store and to the parking and to the cabs outside, or just, to the hardware store, which Troy owns around the corner. Very convenient neighborhood. The last point I'm going to make here about the location is, I get a lot of buyers, they either live in Rittenhouse Square, they want to be in Rittenhouse Square, and I want to be around Rittenhouse Square, and nothing else but Rittenhouse Square, blah, blah, blah. I can always pull a buyer who wants to be at like 19th and Spruce and pull them down the street a little bit and show them around 11th and Spruce. And they're all very, once they kind of get to know the area, they're all very grateful and very excited, because I think they find that they can get a little bit more for their money. They find the location to be exceedingly similar as far as convenience and safety and desirability, and again, the ability to catch a cab and all that kind of stuff. So popular neighborhood, right there on the corner of 11th and Spruce, floor-to-ceiling windows, modern building, nice finishes, nice closet space, tax abatement. I'm a huge fan of Le Grenier, Grenier, or however the hell you say it, I don't know, Legrenier. You'll figure it out for yourself, because I don't have a clue. How's that for snarky? So anyway, this is Mark Wade, CenterCityCondos.com, at Prudential Fox and Roach Realtors. If you're looking for a 2-bedroom in town, I'm going to suggest that this is a building we're going to want to take a look at, because it offers a nice alternative as opposed to some of the loft buildings or some of the high-rise buildings. It's kind of a mini high-rise, if you will. It's what I call a mid-rise. Go figure that one out. So Mark Wade, 215-521-1523. Thank you very much.